Hello, in this video we'll go through some of the basics you need but don't need, like it helps you. So if you're worried about it, just log on and play, but if you wish to make the most out of it with no cost, anything like that, then you want to pay attention. Path of Exile Necropolis. What do you need to do first? Well, understanding the league is not required, because more than likely you will actually just bypass it until you get some power. When do you get power, and how do you know what power you have? Well, here's some tools. The first tool I will show you is the filter blade by Neversink. Now, it's currently updating as this video, but it will be updated unless they have trouble, but they pretty much never do. They always have something for the new league. You can filter this as soft or as strict. Soft obviously meaning it shows more things and it gives you a good information. You can change the styles and you can see what it does. There is an in-depth bit of it and you can customize. I won't get into that because that's more than you need. Just choose your strictness. I suggest semi-strict and pick one of these for different color options and follow the actual instructions. But this is probably the most important thing to do. Once you reach probably Act 2 to Act 3, you will start getting too many items that you don't want to see. The next tool I shall tell you to use is Path of Exile Wiki, not the Wiki. Make sure it's the Path of Exile Wiki because it is kept up to date by the community and the people who run it. And yes, it's a wiki, but it has pretty much anything and everything you want to know. So if you want to actually figure out anything in the game, as you can see here, it's got anything and everything you want to see, and it will tell you specifically what you need to know. Do not feel bad if you look up things. People look up things all the time for clarification, or with the filters you can actually do a custom filter like this, and you can use the wiki and other resources that I will show to actually make that filter better. Mainly if you want to use trade, but this is also a very good thing to check out the actual rarity of items, because people will pay more for rare items. Obviously, as you can see, the Mirror of Calandra is up here at the top, and we scroll all the way down to the bottom. Orb Transmutes all the way down here. Now this does fluctuate throughout the league, so just because I'll pick something at random, say this Catalyst is 2 right now, depending on the league and depending on the actual, get rid of that, and the actual time in the league. Sometimes things like this can be worth a lot or worth hardly any, depending on the demand. So do keep it in mind, it is a fluid market, but it does tell you a lot of items in the game and what they come under. Another bit is actually builds. It actually has players, and you can see 97,577 different players. It's listing between 100 and 90. You can also do a heat map. As you can see, because it's got almost 100,000 players, it does do it quite severe. If we do something that's only got a little, so assassin, obviously it has a lot more specific information to it. It also, you can do it by day and up to week 1 and then the weeks. You can do depth, which is delve. That's another side bit you don't really have to worry about right now, but if you wish to do delve, you can also come and see what type of builds it is. It's obviously got a bit of different things, so your favorite streamer, you can come check out their build and see what they're doing, because sometimes streamers, content creators, they're a little ahead than what they actually show on their videos. So you can actually keep track of them if they're taking a weekend off or something, but they're still playing. Another tool that you can use is also PoeDB. It is similar to PoE Ninja, and it has virtually everything in the game, and it also has, if we have a look, I think maps. This will be updated as well, but it has the community wikis and different type of things. So it's another resource that you can use, and you can break it down by heist. So if you watch a video and someone says, oh, heist this, heist that, you can come and see what exactly, and the NPCs and what they do. If you don't know heist, you will find this very interesting, and then once you actually get into it, you'll go, ah, I read that, I understand that even better. And yeah, obviously it's very in-depth. Lastly, I'll show you PoeB, Path of Building. It is if we just open up a Zion build, I'm only opening up a level 14. I must have just been working on this. But a Zion build is obviously the character you unlock by finding her. The weird thing, she starts here if you didn't know. But this tree, yes, it's big, massive, but you start here, these little bits, and you can go everywhere, but really, you only have maybe 3 of these at your disposal, unless you really PoeB. So don't worry about it. It's pretty much as if you're playing a game with 3 separate skill trees. You're just able to combine them into a total, and obviously ascendancies. The good thing about this is you can actually do your skills. I don't recall what I was doing. This is probably very old. And obviously I was doing a league start with Zion. And you can do the full DPS, and we have a look down here, and we can keep going the full DPSs, and you'll see it all adds up. So you can actually tell if your build is getting better or worse. Say, let's go with something we can have a look at. Well, that's 2 different things. Don't know what I was doing. Okay. Say we don't want this awakened chain. It gives you the gems that it goes with, and the greener the tick, the better it recommends for it. And this is if they work together. So it's a very powerful tool. You do not need it straight away. This is more when you actually start getting into the game, and pretty much if you're looking at this sort of stuff, you've probably brought a couple of stash tabs, and you're quite serious about playing probably 3 weeks worth out of a month sort of PoE. That doesn't obviously mean 24/7, but you're playing the game at least 3 weeks out of 4 for each league, or at least the league you're playing. So that was Path of Exile Necropolis, how to get going. The loot filters and all that, they are simple, but you can get in depth in it quite easily, and it can get overwhelming. So just stick to the basics. Don't take any weird and wonderful avenues unless you know what you're doing. Never sync, we'll have it updated by the thing. Go the semi-strict, set it. I like doing it based on the currency color drops. So it's just a personal preference. I pick a color that the currency is a color I like. But other than that, I leave it up to NeverSync, or I run my own loot filter. That is all you need to know to get going, and should be able to get to maps and further with those resources, nothing else. Do enjoy the league, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.